Hi guys, it's Human here, and Sunday morning looks like it's gonna be a glorious day after a couple of days of rain here. We have some various projects that I'm going to update you around the garden, and I'm gonna make an attempt to fix the front fence, and we'll see how we get on with that. See you in a minute. So this is the front of the house, and as you can see, I've got my stuff here, and this guy is not in a good shape, so we want to remove that. There's one here, and there is one here that's in a pretty bad state, as you can see. So I'm gonna make an attempt and switch these guys out.
A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be.
This little project is new to me, so Chris asked me to dig a trench and basically put the mainly the compost that comes out of the kitchen, so food scraps and whatnot. So I dug a trench here about a spade deep, roughly about a foot deep, a little bit less, and the idea is that we will use the compost, the content of the compost bin, which is this bin, which we normally put the food scraps. So God knows what I'm gonna find in here, but it's kind of wet, and it's supposed to go in the trench. And I believe Chris is gonna plant the beans down there. So never done that, and I'm not familiar with this concept, but let's give it a try.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead
Okay, so after that back-breaking edging that I did, which is probably the hardest chore around the garden. I'd rather do anything other than edging. It's just, I find it very tough. Either I have the problem with the technique or it's just difficult. But anyway, we are winding down and looking forward to the next stage, which is making dinner. And I'm gonna chat with you guys, and while we are chatting, I'm gonna take care of this bad boy and see what we can do with it tonight. So let me put the video somewhere that I can let you guys watch while I take care of the business. Let's see. All right. There's a little bit of wind in the air, so that should help the process. And hopefully it's not gonna disappoint. Oh yeah. At least we got one corner going. Maybe the other corner will oblige. So some of you who know me may think, well, why is this guy doing putzing around the garden? I mean, this is a supposedly CEO of an AI company, and what is he doing spending time around the garden? And basically what I'm doing is I'm using this downtime, so-called downtime, although I've probably been the most productive in a very long time. Given the situation, I find that I have somehow more time to do other things that I always wanted to do, largely around just learning. I think if anybody comes out of this whole coronavirus lockdown and doesn't come out better in some shape or form, you know, learning, doing something new, I mean, for goodness sake, the government is going to pay us at least quite a bit to sit at home, so use that time productively. But anyway, I find it very productive. I'm learning tons, largely from YouTube and research, and I also find that when I work around the garden that I don't know what it is, you know, it relaxes you or whatever it is. I seem to be able to solve very hard technical problems after I spend time in the garden. It just like somehow it releases something in your brain and helps you think straight or more clear about things. So in fact, what I was edging, I just figured out a issue that was puzzling us for a while, and I think tonight after dinner I need to spend a little bit of time writing that up and send it to my team. I have a fantastic team, mostly working out of India and some out of China, so they've been supporting me. They've been fantastic, working through all these difficult times. So we're making good progress, and I'm using this time to learn some new skills, you know, freshen up new ideas and whatnot. It looks like this fire doesn't want to get started, so let me start this side. But anyway, it'd be good to hear kind of what you guys think. That's just my opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. I have to say that I have to give a shout out to all the moms around the world who are entertaining the little kids at home. I'm sure it's going to be very challenging, but at the same time, you know, I'm intrigued to know what's the experience about homeschooling and whether it's proved to be effective, even though it's extra work for the moms. But is it effective? Are the kids seem to be learning more than before? I'll be interested to know. I think it'd be a good experiment, and you know, figure out whether that's the way to go. Because my belief is that things are going to change significantly, and maybe, you know, schooling system and whole education system or whatnot. I mean, those things may well change. I can't imagine people are going to rush and get back to school and sit in a class while all these things going on, unless something drastic changes. So I'm pretty sure things are going to change, and I think schooling, education will be one area that will change. So it'd be good to know what the experience is, and let me know. Anyway, looks like I gotta put a little bit more effort in lighting this thing up, so let me do that and I'll come back to you guys in a minute. Okay, well, finally we got that puppy going. It's actually quite windy, and some of the branches I think were a little bit wet, so I had to kind of work on them to get them going, but that's a good base. So I've got larger logs to go on top to make charcoal, so we let that take its time, and I'll just sit here and monitor it, and then later we get the barbecue up and running. So we'll talk to you soon.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist.
This is 20% skill, 80% beer, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it.